All right, welcome on board. My name is Drc Peace. President William Ruto and his predecessor, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, on Monday shared a podium since inauguration at a third inter-Congolese dialogue aimed at restoring peace and security in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Ex-President Kenyatta, who is the EAC facilitator, has been engaging with the peace process in Congo, and 2 weeks ago he was in Kinshasa following an intense war between the M23 rebels and the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in North Kivu. The third inter-Congolese dialogue, which kicked off in Nairobi on Monday, is set to run until 3rd of December 2022, with focus on accelerating the ongoing regional efforts to attain sustainable peace and security in Eastern DRC, as elaborated by various efforts of the EAC heads of state. Let's have a look. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta on Monday, November 28th, rubbed shoulders with East African leaders, including his successor William Ruto at Safari Park in Nairobi. Their meeting marked the first time the two shared a podium since the latter's swearing-in ceremony on September 13th, 2022.
Under the leadership and guidance of the facilitators, and the fact that
the duo were pictured alongside other leaders who gathered at the hotel to mark the third round inter-Congolese peace consultations, popularly referred to as Nairobi 3.
Here on the table with us to give their support to this process that is vital towards the restoration of peace and stability in the Eastern DRC. And I look forward to opportunities that will enable the region to continue working closely to enhance and strengthen the bonds of purposeful friendship and strategic cooperation for the mutual benefit of all the citizens of East Africa.
The talks, which are aimed at finding lasting solutions to restore peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, were headed by the former head of state. In his speech, President Ruto heaped praise on the head of state for transcending a political divide pre-elections in August to fostering peace between the two regimes.
It is important that we also appreciate with gratitude the role played by His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta as he continues to play the role as chief facilitator of the Nairobi process. Mr. President, I salute your credentials as you champion peace in our region, and in particular with regards to the inter-Congolese consultative framework. These shared values of the foundation of the East African community also anchor the strong bonds of connecting the nations and people of our greater community.
He noted that he approached the former head of state immediately after the elections and asked him to stay on as a peace envoy for DRC talks, which he agreed.
It is self-evident fact that our region is united by a common yearning for peace, hope for unity, quest for opportunity, and desire for shared prosperity. The people of Kenya are deeply invested in the destiny of our brothers and sisters throughout this region, and as a government,
Uhuru, on the other hand, noted that since the talks began, relative peace had been realized after a number of armed groups agreed to join the talks for lasting peace in Eastern DRC.
The participation of all the invited groups at this consultative forum gives me much hope that all the objectives will be realized, and we believe that at the end of this process, we will be able to see increased coordination and coherence of the Nairobi process with the PDDRCs, the armed groups that are yet to cease hostilities, to honor their commitments to cease armed activities and to grant unhindered humanitarian access, and the full deployment and operationalization of the East African Regional Force. I want to urge all participants to this process, including those who are not yet here on the table with us to give their support to this process that is vital towards the restoration of peace and stability in the eastern DRC.
The two leaders had been on opposite sides during their campaigns when Uhuru, the then head of state, threw his support behind Raila Odinga, who was Ruto's main competitor in the State House race. Burundi President Evariste Ndayishimiye, who is also the current chairperson of the East African Community Heads of State Summit, arrived in the country on Sunday afternoon to take part in the deliberations. President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, and Samia Suluhu of Tanzania, who were not physically present, addressed the meeting through a conference call. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet.